Aloha, everyone. Um, so the purpose of this video is to share with all of you a speaking engagement that I will be honored to be doing at the Dali17 Museum in Monterey, California, on June 17th at 5 p.m., and I will be broadcasting it via my Facebook fan page live. And it will also be recorded by the museum and tossed up on YouTube. But I will be the first speaker of their summer speaker series. And so I'm very honored to be heading off that whole brigade of brilliance that's going to stream through that museum. So hold on to your butts and get your tickets. Tickets, if you do want to go to Monterey, I believe they're still available. They're $16, and you can go to the Dali17 Museum website or contact them directly for more information. So this talk that I'm giving is on symbolism and Dali. Salvador Dali, as many of you know, was huge on symbolism. His work is just rich of all the vibrance and depth potentialities that exist in the human psyche. The guy is just absolutely brilliant. And as a side note, many of you may not know that he also lived in Monterey, California. That is where when he immigrated from Italy, he immigrated to Monterey and never left. And he also helped other immigrant artists find their way when they would traverse through Monterey. So let's see what's going on. I forget to look at these things, but not anymore. Am I seeing things? How do I... Sorry. Biology. Am I going bananas? I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Anca plasmatica writes physics, then chemistry, then biology, then sorry. They all end with Y. That's a cool game, I guess. Sounds great. Thank you, Valerie. Um, Gabriel Flores joins. For all of you who don't know, you will soon know. My buddy Gabriel, he's been a longtime friend of mine from my hometown, so give that boy a shout out. He's a cool dude, and yeah, shout out to Gabriel. Who else is saying all kinds of random stuff that's chemistry or science related out there, or not, or otherwise? Otherwise, it's good. I think we're just going to make this about interacting. Yay, Gabriel says. What's up, Forker? Oh, good evening, Margaret Wallace. That previous statement was not intended to you. It was intended to that other fucker right there. Anyway, how the hell is everyone? How did you do with the full moon? For me, I definitely came to another full realization and allowed myself to jettison what no longer was serving me, because it's all in past tense now. We're all in the present. And presently, those gifts that served me in one context at one point in my life no longer serve me in this other. And so it's like you row your canoe to get to the other side of the harbor or bay or whatever. And once you get to the other shore, that's what the word I was looking for. You don't pick up your canoe and take it to your journey on to the rest of the mainland across country. Once that canoe has served its purpose, you set it down and move on. And canoes come in the form of people, opportunities, um, anything that is helping our vehicle make the journey towards that grand ocean that all of our little rivers are leading towards, regardless of race, religion, creed, all that good stuff. Because it is all good stuff, and it is the uniqueness of each of the manifestations of how a human incarnation exists on this earth. And you can recognize a human being anywhere you see them, and you can think, well, they have the same central nervous system that I do, therefore they dream like I dream. And so because you have this comparable base, then you and that other are in some sense the same. And so the only barriers that are put up are the ones that are taught to us, because we come here a clean slate. And well, that's what makes it so colorful. You come here blank, and you certainly don't leave here blank. And every creation of art as an individual is truly a work of magic. Art is something that penetrates the senses. It gives you that aha moment, and this is part of what I'll be talking about in my talk at the Dali17 Museum on this June 17th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That symbolism in art is when you look at a piece and it just speaks to you in some way, and you have this aha breakthrough moment. And an aha moment is never to be explained to you, it's to be experienced. And so that is a real breakthrough of the radiance. I'm going to turn up the music a little bit. Sounds good. Valerie Marks. Oh, we already read that. How do I move up on my... Okay, well, I guess that's the last comment. Great. Any questions, comments? 6 viewers. That's rad. Anyway, where was I in the present? Yay. Everybody's paying attention. On a side note, I wanted to play Jimi Hendrix. Why don't I do that? I guess you guys can still see me. And the reason I want to play Mr. Hendrix is because that dude was a man on a mission, and he was wishing someone could cure the humanity's condition. Give me one moment. Please enjoy the elevator music in the background. Here we go. Unmistakable, Jimmy. There you go. Oh, here's what he wants me to play while I talk. It's called The Wind Cries. Let's see if I can put... Am I back on? There I am. So why am I playing Jimi Hendrix? Well, I'll never forget this one time I was in a restaurant, and I was with a friend of mine, and this was ages ago, and this dude who looked like just a homeless bum, or how they are portrayed, which is totally not the reality, by the way. But anyway, just some random dude. Let's call him a random dude. Yeah, let's take off the label. Some random dude is sitting on the booth next to me and my friend, and we're all eating barbecue, him at his table, me at ours, and he says, "You know what, man? You," he said, "I seen Hussein like down the street." He started off his conversation with that, and then he was like he was out of his tree. Here's his tree, and here's him. Yeah, clearly out of his tree. And so, but then he says, "You know what, man? The truth is out there, and it's in the music of Jimi Hendrix. So listen to Jimmy and listen to Bob Marley." And I didn't quite know what he was getting at the time. I was just kind of still getting over the whole Saddam Hussein's down the street. He saw him at the 7-Eleven. It's quite an opening. You don't forget anybody. I still remember the guy. The random guy. See, we can remove labels and just say random. Because that dude could have been rolling in loads of cash, and maybe it cost a shitload of money to look that crappy. I've been in Hollywood. I'll never forget, I saw Ryan Gosling at Cafe 101, and I was there with my mom, and I pointed him out to her. I said, "Mom, remember that movie, The Notebook? Well, that's the guy, blah, blah, blah." And she's like, "Oh." She wasn't really blown away, but she was taken aback because of his t-shirt he was wearing. It looked like an army of moths had attacked him on the way in. But anyway, yeah, I saw many a celebrity in La La Land. I'm looking at, La La Land. Funny, that's a movie now. Good evening. Ethics, love it. Now we're on to ethics. Anca plasmatica. Am I pronouncing that properly? Is that what you want to hear about ethics? Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. So Jimmy, another factoid about Jimmy. I don't even know what I was talking about him before, but if it was about him, it's probably pretty rad. His girlfriend that he had before he passed. We're doing a repeat. His last girlfriend before he died. He once said this to her. I don't know, long before the event actually occurred, and he said, "I know I'm gonna die young. My only regret is that I'm still gonna have so much music left inside me." And there was a man on a mission. Everywhere he went, he brought his guitar. If he went to a movie, his guitar was strapped to him. When he got up in the morning to make breakfast, his guitar was right there. And he was somebody who dedicated his life to his passion. And there's a story where he had an opportunity to finally break out and be seen. And amongst the few that got an invite were Paul McCartney, and but nobody had heard about Jimi Hendrix before. There was a few bigwigs in the crowd, and Paul McCartney was watching Jimmy play, and was thinking, "Oh, where's the other crowds? Why doesn't anybody know about this guy?" That's my best Paul McCartney. And when a superstar like a Beatle is blown away by a completely unknown, that unknown was a superstar before anybody else ever recognized it, because Paul McCartney was just beside himself. He couldn't believe that this guy was just there playing to a select few, just, to hopefully get a chance at maybe getting discovered, which, hell, he just landed on Plymouth Rock, not the other way around. So anyway, we got Jimmy playing. I hope that's not messing up the sound. How's the sound going? We are at 14 minutes. Anybody have any requests that they would like to talk about? Man, this Anka, you're all over. You are definitely into education. That's awesome. Um, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. Somehow we went from my talk at the Dali17 Museum, June 17th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which will be broadcast live on Facebook Live, my fan page. Not some random guy at a diner telling me to listen to Jimi Hendrix and Bob Marley. So, oh, the four agreements, before I forget. I'm just saying them because all you road dogs, I'm sure, are practicing uh, daily or when you can, like some of us. We won't mention any names. In no particular order, it is always do your best. Never make assumptions. Don't take anything personally. And be impeccable with your word. And so that little slip up of saying he looked like a homeless bum thing, and I immediately removing that label, it changed the whole feeling of it. And that's what we can do when we are more conscientious through our day of whatever I'm saying about someone else is a reflection of how I feel about that thing personally. It's not, it does not reflect any truth about the other individual at all. So I think that's going to do it for now. I don't know, unless anybody comes up with sound is good. Thank you, Val. Um, Anybody have any questions, compliments? Ethics. I will say this about ethics. The universe is a very violent place. Galaxies gobble up other galaxies. I mean, life lives by eating and consuming other life. So, ethics are brought about by what the society agrees upon, and that differs from place to place and region to region. So, my stage manager, which is a African statue doing this, is telling me I've had it up to here. I quit, or it's time to cut it short. But I think it's time to cut it short. Uh, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm going to throw this video up on the groups that I post to, but again, hear ye, hear ye. I will be giving a talk on Dali and symbolism uh, on June 17th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tickets are $16. You can get them at the website. Just Google Dali17 Museum. It has one of the richest collections of Dali prints and lithographs around. And plus it's in Monterrey. And gosh, what can I say about Monterrey? That hasn't been said before. So if that is, it doesn't look like the Peanut Gallery has anything to share. You guys are pretty quiet. I can't be the one-man show here. Well, I can. I guess maybe that's what I've been. So anyway, I'll keep doing that. And you guys keep doing whatever it is you're doing while you're being impeccable with your word and you're not assuming things and you're not taking anything personally. Man, does that make life a ton better. And you always do your best. So with that, don't forget about our sponsorship. I always got annoyed by PBS when I was like, oh, these guys asking for money again, until you're like your own nonprofit. But whatever. That's what karma is. Whatever you perceive at one time comes back around from another vantage point because you, hopefully, through your personal evolution, by the time that circumstance comes back around, you've evolved to shift, and now you see things in a different way, and you're like, I totally get myself back then and how I was really just shooting myself in the foot. Because a lot of times, a lot of the things in my life that seem like real disasters turned out to be the main components in a journey that is continuing to be very rewarding, and it is all steeped in the unknown. I certainly, as I like to say, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm certainly on my way, and we're all on our way. Anything in the comment section? No. Stage manager. She still says, cut it short. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. So let me show you this stage manager, so you don't know I'm blowing. Well, where's she at? There. See. I think she's a fertility person. Anyway, that is all the news from Lake Wobegon, kids. With that, have a good evening and aloha.